Japan wants to export lethal weapons, but what can you buy from Japan? Introduction.
The Japanese government plans to allow exports of fighter jets, missiles and other arms to 12 countries, including India, Australia, Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, the US, the UK, Germany, France and Italy, according to a report by Asia Nikkei.
Regulatory changes to allow for the exports could come by next March 2023.
Previously, Japanese pacifist rules hindered the export of Japanese military hardware.
Japanese military hardware is modern, high-tech and built with high quality.
Japanese military hardware is costly.
Well, you get what you pay for.
The rising concern of assertive China.
The government aims to enhance deterrence against China by cooperating with countries that have signed individual security agreements with Tokyo. Export customers will allow Japan's manufacturers to lower their production costs. This will also reduce the Japanese government's procurement costs and lighten its financial burden.
After revising relevant policies, Japan has its sights on exporting fighters and new sea-launched interceptor missiles.
Southeast Asian countries are willing to buy low-priced fighters, and the US and Europe are also marketing to the region to prevent the spread of Chinese-made fighter jets. Cybersecurity laws. Buying Japanese military hardware is not simple procurement.
A country must have cybersecurity laws and execution of the rules. The buyer must protect classified information about Japanese military hardware with adequate cybersecurity infrastructure and cyber defense capability. A buyer must sign a security cooperation agreement, similar to GSOMIA, with Japan or has existing military cooperation with Japan, such as the Quad Pact, Japan-Thailand Security Cooperation, and Japan-USA Security Cooperation.
If you don't have any of these, you must at least have a good working relationship with Uncle Sam, such as the Philippines, or you intend to counter China or Russia. Let's look at some of the military hardware a buyer can procure from Japan. Kawasaki P1 MPA. The Kawasaki P1 was designed to replace the P3 Orion for turbofans power this maritime patrol aircraft.
There are 8 hardpoints for missiles and 8 internal bomb base stations.
The P1 can carry US AGM-84 Harpoon or Japanese ASM-1C anti-ship missiles and AGM-65 Maverick air-to-ground missiles that can also be used against ships. This aircraft can also carry various torpedoes. The aircraft cost around $450 million apiece, depending on the bells and whistles you select. Shinmenwa US-2. The Shinmenwa US-2 is a Japanese large short takeoff and landing amphibious aircraft developed and manufactured by seaplane specialist Shinmenwa.
India wanted to buy these aircraft, but a cybersecurity breach in the Indian submarine project led to the cancellation of negotiations between Japan and India. Air defense radar. Japan exported air defense radar to the Philippines with a total contract value of $103.5 million. The Philippine Department of National Defense did not specify the radar type, but it had previously been reported that an improved version of the Mitsubishi Electric J/FPS-3 active electronically scanned array radar would be supplied for the fixed sites, along with the J/TPSP-14 mobile radar. Surface-to-air missiles. The Type 03 medium-range surface-to-air missile or SAM-4 or Chu-SAM is a Japanese-developed surface-to-air missile system currently in service with the JGSDF. The Type 11 surface-to-air missile or Tansam Kai-2 is a Japanese-developed surface-to-air missile currently in service with the Japan Self-Defense Forces. Type 03 is the only surface-to-air missile globally that has a 100% track and engagement record in the U.S. test range. Surface-to-surface missile. The Type 88 or Type 12 surface-to-ship missile is a truck-mounted or shipboard anti-ship missile developed by Japan's Mitsubishi Heavy Industries in the late 1980s. The weapon is networked, where initial and other platforms can provide mid-course targeting, and also boasts shorter reload times, reduced lifecycle costs, and a range of 200 kilometers. Type 10 tanks. Type 10 is a fourth-generation main battle tank of JSDF produced by Mitsubishi Heavy Industries for the Japanese Ground Self-Defense Force, entering service in 2012. Compared with other currently serving main battle tanks in the JGSDF, Type 10 has been equipped with enhancements to respond to anti-tank warfare and other contingencies. Type 10 tanks cost around $10 million apiece. F-2 fighter jet. The Mitsubishi F-2 is an advanced derivative of the General Dynamics F-16 Fighting Falcon manufactured by Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. The F-2 was the first operational military aircraft in the world to feature a J/APG-2 AESA radar. Japan wants to decommission these fighter jets in favor of Lockheed Martin F-35 and 6th-generation fighter jets. The Mitsubishi F-2 could cost around $60 million apiece.
Mogami-Class multi-role frigates. The Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force, JMSDF, commissioned the first of a planned fleet of 22 Mogami-Class multi-role frigates in a ceremony held on March 22 in Okayama Prefecture in western Japan. Equipped with compact hulls, Mogami-Class was built for about $382 million under a contract awarded in October 2018, according to the JMSDF. Soryu-Class diesel-electric submarines are built by Mitsubishi Heavy Industries and Kawasaki Shipbuilding Corporation for the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force. The Soryu-Class was the first Japanese submarine class built by Japan to use lithium-ion batteries. The submarine is cost around $2 billion apiece. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube and Instagram.